Okay, well, it's always a delight to walk around that corner, particularly on a lovely evening such as this, with that big bright moon up there to the right, a lovely pinky sky behind. And to be greeted by these birds is always very special. Even though I've been warned here for 10 years now, I never ever take this for granted, really. Particularly the species like blue swans and pintail pochard, which are notoriously difficult to get close to normally in the wild. Really are privileged to get such close views with them on this pond. And that's really down to working very closely with the birds over a long period of time. If you look round to the right-hand side there, you see Peter Scott's house. Peter was our founder. He set up the Wildfowl Hutlands Trust here on the banks of the Severn and built that house there. And this pond was actually really the start of his collection of ornamental wildfowl, which soon grew and became very large and was extended into the grounds. I'm sure a lot of you have had a chance to walk around today. But this area is really been turned back over to the wild birds once it was extended. And for over 50 years now, we've been feeding birds here first thing in the morning, last thing at the end of the day. And we really stick to Peter Scott's rather strict routine on that. And we only have 3 or 4 members of staff which do the feed, which allows us to be comfortable working around the birds. And that in turn keeps them quite comfortable too. They recognise us individually and stay a lot calmer. We sit to the routine of the same route each day and same uniform, etc. And gradually over the years these birds have become accustomed to it. And of course it helps that many of the birds return here year after year. Rory talked about that one individual Buick swan which has been coming in for 25 years in a row. And Buick swans in particular are very site faithful. Once they're brought here as a cygnet, the majority of them will continue to return here for the rest of their lives to spend the winter months with us. And gradually more and more birds get used to that and come in. You may have seen one Buick swan flying off as I came out there. That's a new bird that arrived today. Just take them a couple of days just to get accustomed to us. It's only during feed time we come out here. And, if they were here last year for their first time as a cygnet with their parents, this would be the first year they're alone. So it just tends to take a couple of days just to settle in a bit. So I didn't check, can you all hear me inside? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just the Buick swans that we're here to feed, but really all the birds here tonight. All these different types of wildfowl have adapted over several thousands of years to feeding on a very similar food source. Tonight they're all eating a wheelbarrow of wheat, but they're all doing it in a slightly different way. So making sure that I put the food in different places so that different species can feed well. And if you look on that left-hand side at the moment, you'll see it's predominantly grey-lag geese, which are the small grey-brown geese with the pink legs and orange bill. And this is a species of goose which is our only true native breeding species. We get lots of geese coming down from Siberia to spend the winter months with us. And we get lots of introduced species of geese, like the Canada geese, which you can see here tonight with the much longer black necks and white patch on the face. The species from North America that was introduced into the UK in the early 1800s. But grey-lag is our only true native breeder. You can see between me and you at the moment, a couple there on the grass. They're quite short-legged and short-necked species, so they do prefer to feed up on land. And that's why they're all clustered right around the edge of the pond there. The next belt of birds really just beyond the geese are the dabbling ducks. And, really made up of a good number of mallards at the moment. I'm sure we're all very familiar with mallards. That lovely bottle green head, yellow bill. And you may be looking at mallards here tonight, which are born here at Slimbridge. You may be looking at mallard next to them, which have flown 3,000 miles to get here from Russia for the winter. And the UK offers wildfowl as a whole an excellent wintering location. We're relatively a lot milder than most of Europe. We have huge amounts of estuaries and reservoirs, lakes, coastline, and excellent nature reserves. And because we are that much warmer, it really is worth these birds making the migration to spend the winter months with us. Now, if you have a good look through the mallard, and it's a really terrific line of them at the moment, just upending just beyond the geese in the shallows there. You should be able to see another species of duckling duck, which is the pigtail, which is perhaps one of those handsome of all the ducks that we get here at Slimbridge in the winter, and one of the most widespread species of duck on the planet, with birds breeding right across North America, Canada, Iceland, Scandinavia, Russia, and that's where the majority of our pigtail are coming from in the winter, is Arctic Russia. The male's looking really terrific. You look at that island in front of you on the left-hand side at the moment, there's a really good number of drakes there, beginning to get the very long tail feathers now, just coming out of their molt. Got that lovely chocolate brown head, white breast, silvery body, a bit of lemon yellow under the tail, and those two central tail feathers which will grow up to about 16 inches long. Now, although they are very widespread globally, they're still relatively scarce in numbers in the UK, but we do get anything up to 500 here in the winter, which is certainly one of the highest numbers of anywhere in the southwest of England. Another species abundant tonight is the shelduck, which is the largest of the ducks on the pond, with the big white body, dark green head, bright red beak, chestnut breastband. Species which were internationally important for in numbers, with birds speeding out the River Severn, 30-second flight just over that left-hand hedgerow, where their favourite food source is a small tiny snail called Hydrovia. Now, a good number of Buick swans just coming in front of you now, and if you have a look